I remember my first day at Heucks Retreat. Brother Kim brought me up to the youth room and he sat me down on the couch and he said, "Dream." And I sat there for about 30-ish minutes probably just dreaming of what the youth ministry at Heucks Retreat could become from a standpoint of spiritual growth, numerical growth, and even further than that, just looking at the room around me, what could be done here to make this an inviting place that students wanted to come to, wanted to bring their friends to, and loved being a part of. And so that's really what spurred me to do something with the room. I went up to Jackson to eat lunch with my dad one day right before Thanksgiving. I decided while I was in Jackson, why not? I just stopped by this architecture place. And I went in there and I said, you know what, I know y'all are way out of my price league, but I need help. And I remember I was talking to the guy and he's just like, well, you're right, we are a bit out of your price range, but I do want to help you some way. I don't want you to leave here feeling like, well, we didn't help the church, So I showed him some pictures, a little video of our youth room. The two things that stand out to me for you are your floors. That carpet has got to go. You can see the stains on it. And I wasn't showing him like up close video. It was just like a very general like landscape portrait of the room, whatever. And he's like, those carpets they look dingy and gross. Something's got to be done with that flooring. And I was like, yeah, you're right about that. And then the second thing he noticed was that the stage was right at the front entrance when you walk in the door. And he told me, look, I don't know what you can do about this, but if I were you, I would lock that front door, build the rest of the stage across it so that you can actually use the back for a background. And as I was riding back to Brookhaven, I was thinking through what he said, and I completely agreed on the floor, but I couldn't really just lock that door. But the thought came to my head, I might could flip it. We started getting the vision for what it was going to look like, the ideas. Tommy Owens came through big time, had a whole program that he could lay out the room exactly how it would look like. And I'm telling you, it was phenomenal just being able to work with him, David Smith, Joel Moat, Caleb Wyndham, Victor Thompson, Brett Smith, and so many others that poured in and made sure that this youth room happened. So the first thing that you notice when you walk in is going to be the floor. It has been completely redone with some good LVT tile that just looks phenomenal. I was incredibly scared whenever I saw it because I was like, I really like it, but it just feels so dark. Brenda Orr and Nate Thornhill telling me, Brett, just trust us. You don't have that mind. We do. It's gonna be fine. And I'm so glad I trusted them and didn't repaint these walls or anything because it just lights up the room. Now you walk in and you're in the hangout area. You've got the couches there. You've got the kitchen area there with the big cabinet. We got rid of the big bar that was coming out just so we'd have a little bit more room and it'd be more open so people could feel a little bit more relaxed. We've got a new Nintendo Switch down there for the youth to play on. Let's shift the stage to the other side of the room. That way we can use the entire background. And so we built a frame first, a wooden frame, just 2x4s going across the wall. We got a bunch of pallets from Angie Jordan, gracious donation from her. And me and Caleb Wyndham just broke those things down, probably over 40 pallets broken down to make sure this happened. And then we just got a nail gun and just started nailing them to that frame going straight up the wall. We even were able to take two columns on the side and put little speaker boxes in there to hide the speakers so that you still get the great sound, but they're not just in the way. And then we also got this super cool logo that you've seen behind me. We have LED lights going around it that can really just light up. And once we finally get that band up here, I'm telling you, it's gonna look sick. Another one of my favorite things that we added was the map. As the students leave or as they're just hanging out, they can look at it and they'll see the places that we have gone as a church, as a youth group, whether that's to Dallas, Texas for Mission Darlington, whether that's to Guatemala on international mission trips, or even if it's just the things that we do around here, mission projects, camps, or just us hanging out as a group. We have digital photo frames that are going to flash through picture after picture. so that these kids can see where we've gone, what we've done. And hopefully when people come up here, they're reinvigorated as they leave, especially to know that they're going out on mission, that the mission is out there. It just reminds them of what God has done and will continue to do in and through them. And I'm excited this summer as we take a trip to the Philippines to add that photo frame up there as well. So as you can see, God's doing some great things here at Heucks Retreat in our student ministry and in our church as a whole. And I'm just incredibly blessed to be able to be a part of it. I'm seeing so much spiritual growth in our students. It's great to see, especially in the younger ones, how much they are beginning to mature in their faith and grow spiritually as they seek after the Lord with all their hearts. And I pray that while this youth room is incredibly cool, and I want it to be somewhere that every single one of them can come and feel comfortable in, and they would like to be a part of, I pray that God will use this youth room to ignite fires within them and passion for His name and His glory, and that they'll go from this place on mission trips to share with the lost and dying world about who God is and what He's done for them. I pray that this will be a place that God can use to raise up disciples for His name and for His glory. And while it all looks cool, I pray that it'll just be useful to bring honor and glory to His name and not to our own. But thank you so much to the church here at Heucks Retreat. So many people who just poured in and gave and helped make this possible. And it could not be done without y'all, so thank you.